Welcome, Cape Town, to the greatest. Oh, you guys.
No, just go. We can always edit that cut.
Anyways, wake up, girls. Put on your sundresses. Guys, put on your muscle tops. It's a beautiful day in Cape Town. Get out your beds. Wash your pussies. Get your hands off your dicks. Let's go.
Okay.
So what's going on? I'm here. This is the first broadcast. Decided we're gonna do a podcast for the people around Cape Town. You know, got my friends around me, and you know we're chilling here in Cape Town on Long Street. If you see us out, say hi. If you don't, say bye. You know how it goes. Myself, I'm Michael J. Pietersen. I'm here with my friends Darren, Paul, Uriah, Cloete. We got a guest, Yaseen, but he's also a friend.
What up?
So yeah, let's just go right into it. Crazy day, guys.
100%.
It's beautiful though, very hot. I just want to talk about something before everyone jumps in. So I took the train to get here. You know, not all of us have cars and things. I took the train to get here, but on News 24 this week, I don't know if you guys saw it. There was a guy who killed himself.
On platform 24.
Platform 24. Now I take that platform to get here, and it was so weird. Just
Maybe your energies are connected.
no, it was so weird just being on that platform because this is how it goes. Okay, I've taken that train so many times, but the crazy thing is that platform 22, that's the train I take, is normally the one that's safest to take, especially if you're going to Cape Town. Like,
What do you mean safest to take?
it's the safest because it's like this, it's the northern line, whereas like you got the other platforms, which is like no offense to people who live in Lavis, but Bishop Lavis is like a bit more dangerous. Platform 22 is like your blue collar workers from Durbanville, Belleville, Brackenfell. Those are those guys taking that platform, so it's very safe, you know. And so basically what happened, for those of you who don't know what happened, some guy, it happened a few days ago, was dressed up in all black, with only his eyes exposed, and he fired off shots on this platform, and then he put the gun in his mouth and he killed himself. And people just ran. I read some tweets about it, and people were like, gunshots went off, I just ran, I hope people are okay. Another post was some guy's lying here, he's just put a gun in his mouth and he's killed himself. He's in all black with his eyes exposed.
It's called a parda. It's a Muslim garb.
Are you sure about it?
I'm dead sure about it.
So tell us more about what that is, since you know a bit more.
Look, it's kind of like, in my opinion, it's this extremist view of how Muslim women should dress. Apparently, what is forbidden and what is like sacred about a Muslim woman's body is her entire body except the hands and the feet and the face. So to the extremists, the feet and the face should be covered as well. That's why only the eyes are open. They'd cover the eyes too, but they should be fucking blind and be walking into walls all over the place.
But the thing is, this wasn't a lady, it was a man.
I know, like, I think he was kind of an intelligent guy, but also a dumb guy for killing himself. Because firstly, women like that are seen to be like holy and passive and kind of weak and submissive, and nobody would ever suspect him or her, you know what I mean? And I think that's what he's
That's just so intense though, because like we've been hearing about all these things, you know, and ISIS and all these kind of things, but
you know, it's deceptively small-minded.
And now it's like, you know, it's getting nearer to us here in Cape Town. I mean, we don't really experience these kind of crazy things.
Look, it's the more you go on about ISIS and the more you go on about this crisis in the world, it just adds to the collective consciousness, and it's just going to create more and more of it. The best thing to do is, if a thought doesn't represent who you are or who you want to be, move away from it, leave it alone, like send it into the abyss and never visit it again. It shouldn't exist in your world, in your realm and in your universe.
Yeah, it's true. That's that's how what I feel about news in general, media in general. It's like they give us this template of what to see and believe.
Yeah.
All the time.
You see, like,
all the time, and when we see these things, it's like you now create that in your experience. I don't want to get to all metaphysics and things like that. I know there's a lot of controversy surrounding those kind of things, so I will be on the border with it. I'll sit on the fence, but I do feel watching the news all the time, watching these people overseas do all these crazy things. I mean, this situation couldn't even be Muslim related, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it could even be a ninja or something.
They completely rule terrorism out.
But like, think about it, it could be a ninja. You know, old school ninja dressed up with his eyes out, and he killed himself like Mr. Miyagi. Now, because of what's happening with ISIS and all these things, we assume that it's an ISIS thing, or that's what people have told me. I'm not even sure. What do you think, Darren?
I'm trying to question that ISIS situation. Who said it's ISIS?
No, so many guys, like,
But why?
my brothers,
No one was killed but himself.
he killed himself, and it's
It's not
immediate.
like ISIS to like just kill themselves.
Exactly,
Like,
and-
there has to be a reason.
And this is what I'm saying, this is what the news does. It immediately makes you go, oh, ISIS. You know,
It makes you not look at the actual reality, you know, and not live in that moment.
yeah,
You're kind of living in moments you saw on TV or heard on the radio, and that's fucked up. Because every moment is new, and you gotta live in that moment. Every moment is different. And life is a process of creation, not reaction. So you don't react according to what happened in the past. You create according to what you want to happen in the new. in the present.
exactly.
Yeah.
It reminds me of this one thing I read. It was like, most days, people are just going by remembering. You know what I mean? They're just remembering old things that have happened to them. So that's why they're depressed, that's why they're still sad.
Yeah.
These things, because they're living in the day of yesterday.
Yeah,
If that makes sense.
And what's fucked up is that when you ask them why, you know, hey, this is the way it was always done. That's one of the most fucked up statements in the history of mankind. This is the way it was always done. Maybe that's why it's fucked up, you know what I mean? So then, like, create it anew and start something new, change it, break the cycle, break the habit. If you believe in yourself and you believe that you are one with the universe, then you are the entire universe and you can make that change. So then go ahead and start it, you know what I mean?
So we live, you know, we're going with it. I'm already enjoying the conversation. It's great. But the one thing I want to talk about today, the pyramid schemes. I'm just gonna jump straight into it, guys. Look, I don't even call them pyramid schemes because I know better. There's a lot of, there's left wing and there's right wing. I'm actually sitting here with one of my friends, Uriah, Cloete. He hasn't said much.
Busy eating that lemon.
We ourselves have been involved in different things, and I think people should know the difference between what is an illegal pyramid scheme and what is like legal MLM, which is multi-level marketing companies. So before everyone jumps in, a legal pyramid scheme would be like Coca-Cola, for instance. They have a manufacturer, they've got Coca-Cola, then they have their first level representatives, so you got your mid-level representatives, you got your new people as well. And then at the bottom of all of that, you've got your customers. And it says for something to be a legal pyramid, for the money that your customer sends up the pyramid, they need to get value coming down. So that's what makes it legal, when your customers are receiving value for their money. This is where the illegal pyramids come in, because you get companies where they make their money off of the people who they recruit. And those people that get more people in, those are actually their customers, but those people believe that they are recruiting, and they aren't actually customers who just buy the product for themselves without even joining. So, what are your thoughts on that?
Look at my thing with the network marketing and not having your own brand. it works for some sort of people that go under a working way of marketing, you know. But if you want to start like your own thing, then what you should, if you want to check what the marketing, social net marketing is about, then go for the experience, go about the workshops, and take that into your own business. You see, like for what's the dude, the founder that brought it here, Clifton Braun. Clifton Braun, look here.
Clifton Braun?
Clifton Braun, respect to that guy. He brought it to Cape Town, and it works for him because he jumps on company to company. So say if the Verve is not working out, or the World Ventures is not working out, or blah blah blah, you will just recruit. For him that works, and he knows how to work it, which is cool. My thing at the end of the day, in anything that you're involved in, you should find yourself. So take all these principles and stuff and use it for the enhancement of yourself.
Because exactly,
that's what all I have to say.
Because with me and MLM, I won't lie, I've been involved in like at least 3 companies now, and I've learned more about business and anything through those companies. Those companies teach you most of what you need to know about your own life, like about personal development, about surrounding yourself with people that are like-minded people, a lot of these things, and in that way it's great. I almost feel like there should be some sort of classes that you do on personal development and things without having to give your money away. But I think people of Cape Town, all you guys out there, you are looking for a better way. I mean, nobody wants to work at a call center their whole life. I mean, I get you grinding now, you're doing your thing and you're trying to find your feet, and that's why these companies, they seem so great, because they offer you a way to be free. I mean, they offer you the BMWs, the planes, the countries, but I think you should always take anything with a pinch of salt, you know? Like, this is what I believe. If you put as much time and effort that you do into these companies that you would doing something that you want to do, you would have the same result at the end. If you become successful in an MLM company, if you had put that exact time and effort into something that you wanted to do, you'd end up in the exact same spot, because at the end of the day, you wanted to do it. You wanted to succeed. And that's all that matters, is that belief. So, don't always look at these things as the only option. But there's a lot to learn, I mean, you know?
Wouldn't you need those to help start what you want to start though?
Exactly. So that's what I said, learn from it.
No, but I mean, like, let's say you work at a call center and you have an idea to make a product, but like without the resources, money from the call center, you can't start your product.
No, that's why I told the people there, like, or the people listening, that if you are working there, I'm not knocking that, like, do that, because you obviously need to find a way to start up. That capital can be used as a resource. So I'm not knocking call centers and things, but I am knocking that some people go work at these jobs with no direction. Like, they sit there and they're unhappy and their worlds are...
They do have direction, but then they get too comfortable.
Yes, that's the word that you're using, and it's comfortability and being caught in a trap, you know. And it's only like reading the book on Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. This is the book I'm going to be emphasizing until the end of the year, on Napoleon Hill, and this other book on how to win friends and how to influence people. Yeah, those are 2 books I'm going to check on, but the main book is Napoleon Hill, and I feel like that book was written in the 1930s, and we're living in a time where success is so easy. you know, because of the technology and the past knowledge.
And the
you know?
internet, you know?
Yeah, so what I'm saying is that these dudes working at random places, unfortunately, it's always going to be like that. You know, there's only a few who in 5 years new characters come. You know, or maybe more years than that, and it's for these guys with the faith and the action that they're doing to align themselves with more action-driven people. You know what I mean? And at the moment, like, we're based in Cape Town, but at the end of the day, we're going to influence the whole economy of South Africa, you know? And we in a situation where your parents are happy when you just have you got your degree or whatever, then you go and work for someone. They're happy with that, you know. So you made them happy, or you happy with yourself for achieving that. But it's not over yet, you know. It's not over yet. So I say, like, when you go work for someone, you shouldn't even refer them to a boss. It should be called a mentor, because when you go with a boss perception, he will be your boss. You know what I mean? So it's these words that we use, and my main thing, everybody who I align myself, who I'm with, is always on a productive level. There's no random thing to it, you know. So I see South Africa, you know, we went through a political scene where the political heroes were, but now for things to change in a rapid, in a faster way, you're going to need crazy entrepreneurs, you know. And the guys with their crazy entrepreneur vibes, they basically will be earning a lot, because the market hasn't been disturbed in such a manner where you're running companies like Google or Apple in South Africa.
Exactly.
So my vibe is like, fuck the 98% or 99% average people, you know. I'm all for people who, number one, want to do something with their lives, and it's a matter of getting that group together and kicking all the lazy ones to get to your commitment survival group, you know. So that's what I'm busy with.
And it's funny you say that. It's because I actually read a quote, or not a quote, but something that went, you are the average of the 5 people you hang around all the time. So if you hanging around like the local drug dealer, you know, just people who aren't doing anything, unproductive people, or an angry person, or angry people, inevitably you become, or you'll start showing those traits that they have, because that's what you're used to, and subconsciously you absorb all those things, and then consciously you bring them out. And I just think it's very important to surround yourself with people who are on that path. Sorry, they just put food down in front of me, and my my thoughts just went on a rampant. But like, this is just the broadcast. This is us talking about Cape Town. You know, all around the world you have all these different kind of things happening, and because of the internet, I can absorb these things. You know, I look up to a lot of guys who do podcasts, because, like, if I get into the reason of why I want to do this podcast, and it's simple. I'm tired of these media outlets controlling the way people think. That's what you're hearing. Crunch there is nachos, by the way, and it smells really good. Right now we're in neighborhood in Cape Town, Long Street, keeping it real easy. Basically, the reason why I wanted to can't eat that. Basically, why I wanted to do this was because I was listening to the radio. I'm gonna name and shame them. The House of Poppy on 5FM, and I was truly appalled by what was going on. I mean, they've got these clueless people and yes, Poppy, you are clueless, talking to the masses, and they're just filling their minds with a whole bunch of shit. Because they have these set ideas and these like set parameters that they have to keep within. They can't really speak about how they feel about things. And if you do, you have to be very careful to not go against, the managers and the actual company. And it's honestly, it's a whole bunch of garbage. I mean, every Friday, that's just an example. Every Friday, they've got this on the show. Everyone talks about what their favorite alcohol is, what their favorite beverage is, and it's like they just keep you in this loop. And I mean, if you listen long enough, you end up at the Checkers, you end up at the Pick and Pay, buying this alcohol, and you go out and you start drinking. And they accompany all those talk with the music that gets you going. Music from a pastime. Everyone knows that Fat Man Scoop song that they're always playing in clubs. It's a part of every DJ set. And they play these songs on the Friday, just before your weekend. And it keeps you trapped in this rotation of Monday I'm gonna work. Then it's gonna build to the weekend. Then Friday I'm gonna be...
Doesn't that go back to that neuro webbing you were talking about?
It's sort of, but it's not. Just in case you never heard, we're talking about the radio DJs.
Yeah.
And the reason why I want to actually do this is because I'm listening to them, and it's horrible. They're full of shit. Like, they talk about absolute rubbish. Oh, and this is what I wanted to say. For instance, Trevor Noah is being accused of plagiarism now because he stole jokes. Now, I follow a lot of comedians and a lot of these guys. I follow a lot of these comedians, and one of the things you don't do as a comedian is steal jokes. I mean, it's like being an musician and stealing lyrics from songs. It doesn't make sense. So now, this fool, Poppy, I'm sure you're a cool person, just not for the radio, anyways. She now defends Trevor Noah, and this is her stupid argument. She says, "Oh," and this is quote Poppy, "Oh, so we as people cannot repeat something that a comedian had said before." Are you serious?
I think I
Obviously.
agree with her, though.
No, before you
If
agree.
you put something out to the public, does this not then become public?
Yes, but listen to what she's saying. Are we as people not allowed to do that? Of course you're allowed to do that. But Trevor Noah is not a person. He is a comedian. He is a comedian saying another comedian's things. It's not like Darren over here. It's not like you going off and saying something Dave Chappelle said and getting a laugh out of it. That's different.
I get exactly what Michael's on about.
You are not a comedian. But if a comedian is on stage and he says the same joke that the greatest of all time, Dave Chappelle, said, that is stealing. That is plagiarism. 100%. Because Trevor Noah is not just a normal person.
That's using somebody else's intellectual property for your own benefit.
For what jokes is he supposedly...
Dave Chappelle has this whole set he does on, he's a race connoisseur, because he knows so much about all these different races. And Trevor Noah used the same bit.
Exactly the same.
He said he's a race connoisseur as well, and that's plagiarism. You are stealing from Dave Chappelle. Because only because Trevor Noah is a comedian. Only because of that. Not because it's a normal guy who said it on maybe a radio or podcast show.
So he never used influence from what Dave Chappelle did. He
Look
copied
here.
it exactly.
Like I said, I follow a lot of comedians, and that's not what you do. You don't... I mean, even Robin Williams, who was a great actor, rest his soul, was known for stealing... In his stand-up, was known for stealing lines.
Stand-up was shit, though.
Yeah, but it's still... And so I have to completely disagree with you. I feel Trevor Noah, if he did that consciously, that I lost respect for you. If you did it unconsciously, then whatever. But that is your craft. You should know it in and out. You should know where your jokes come from. You should know when you're saying them. And yeah, so that's just my thought on that whole topic. And what were you saying, Yaseen?
Nah, I think I said all that I wanted to say.
You agree with me?
Yeah, I did agree with you. I also see where Pop is coming from, but I don't think that idea was very evolved. I think she was speaking at a very base level, and he didn't consider higher thought when making an argument. You, however, went further, and that's why I probably tend to lean more towards what you said than what she said.
Yeah. I mean, look, we on a podcast. If you guys disagree with what I'm saying, you can just say it. Like, we're talking here, you know. That's what it's about. But man, Cape Town, it's a beautiful day out. If you've never been to Cape Town, and I mean, this is something else that I'm gonna say. I'm in Cape Town, but I feel like I'm in another country. All you Europeans out there, man, I'm asking for buildings and stuff. You guys don't even know where it is. You can't even speak my language. I mean, wow. Come on, South Africans, we need to go out more. I mean, I look on the streets and all I see is Europeans. I mean, I'm looking up right now. I'm looking at probably 2 Europeans as well.
Yeah. I would just say something like that. If somebody steals each other's ideas or thoughts, this is my opinion that I say in terms of, okay, in the entertainment, field related to business, if one does steal like ideas and stuff, then I'm cool with it. It's a matter of case who's going to be more productive in it.
Say that all ideas.
It's going to be
original though.
No, I don't care. Look here. The thing is, ideas are flown. There's so many ideas out there.
I agree.
Who takes the idea, right, that everybody heard, and makes it better or productive or where it's supposed to be? Like, for example, there was this.
Would that not be countering Mikey's argument, though?
Now, this is just my opinion.
No, that's his opinion.
That is my opinion. This is just my opinion. It's nothing about disagree or agree.
No,
it's a matter about perspectives. Because the thing is, here's my friend. He started this whole mayhem thing, right? So he started this mayhem vibe, and another he had this whole thing behind Black Friday, and another dude exactly copied his whole theme, exactly copied his whole color scheme to the graphic design, every detail, right? Then what the mayhem dude said, you know what? At the end of the day, it's a matter of a case who's gonna do it better. Yeah, and who puts it out to the public. Today he's on the newspaper for his event. That other guy's nowhere. But if the opposite had to happen, then the dude knows that he has to pull up, because look at the Facebook movie. There was an argument that
I need to watch this movie.
Social media, right? There was an argument where the dude, right, the Facebook founder said, look, if you invented Facebook, you don't been doing Facebook. You don't been chilling here. So he also stole idea. The Facebook dude also stole
but
idea.
You don't agree that if you're a comedian and you're on stage and you make a joke, and then 2 years later some other young dude comes and uses your material as his own
and does it better. Look at it.
Not about does it better.
You paint a picture. I paint the exact same picture.
Yeah.
You just keep it in your lounge.
Yeah.
I go publish
market
it
and whatever.
and mine sells. Then you're gonna come to me and be like, oh, you copied my
But
design
you guys,
and everything.
look at what Dave Chappelle has already done this.
Yeah.
He's already said this worldwide.
But how many things
in the
film
world?
have been
Look at
recycled?
Picasso's still Africa's art. He done it with the influence.
Oh, we're gonna have to have
vibe.
some evidence for that.
No. You can see all the art. That art is African. You went to
Let's
Africa.
just remember for our audience as well.
The dude went to Africa.
Is there an article we can tell them about, or
Look here,
a link?
The thing is, the whole thing about drawing people on the opposite direction. Picasso drew people on the opposite side. Like he showed
I was gonna come in a second.
Cubanism, right? So the parts that you see at the back will be in front. and for B. Remember, the Europeans is all about perfection. They're not about symbolism. Symbolism they got from Africa. That's African stuff. I mean, so my thing is, who decides that it's going to be a great idea? The public. At the end of the day, the public. The same with the cell phones. The same with the cell phones. Samsung and Samsung, Apple, all these giants are going to court and lawyers to sue each other for who stole the idea and blah blah. But at the end of the day, as this is all going on, you got a time on earth. So your consideration,
We all have the same opportunities, is what you're saying.
I completely disagree about the whole thing. I feel Trevor Noah stole from the greatest comedian, one of the greatest comedians of all
Dave
time.
Chappelle's not amazing, but look at all the stuff in Hollywood that's been recycled.
Yes,
Look
but
at the Avengers. Like, how many other movies can you see that's exactly the same premise? It's just different characters.
yeah, I know.
now what I'm saying is that with
I disagree. I think
the-
Trevor Noah should apologize.
If you're looking on a business vibe, right? Then it's a healthy sport. If you're looking at an emotional vibe, you know, where your girlfriend is there, right? And you're dating for this girl for a month or 2 months, but I feel that you're not accompanying her like a boyfriend should. And I thought, look at Darren, dude, what's up? I also like your girl, and I'm giving you this conversation before I intrude, and then I'm saying, look, you dude,
But that's a
I'm
whole
all,
different
no,
issue.
I'm gonna bring it into the relevant sense. And I'm like, look, you dude, can I go after your girlfriend? And then you like, no, blah blah. But if you like say maybe, or you don't even say your answer, then I'm gonna intrude, right? If I win her, if I win her over, right? Then it's a matter of emotions, right? We're dealing with emotions there. So yes, then I cheated, right? With emotional sense. But if we had to run it two businesses and that was a model there, right? And
Business is business.
business is business. So which way are we looking at this vibe, and who decides at the end?
I completely
business.
disagree. Okay, look at him.
If this entertainment
100%.
comedy vibe is a
Entertainment
business.
is a business.
With Mikey's topic, are you looking at it in a business sense or are you looking at the
You
emotion
have to
sense?
look at what it is.
It's business.
Okay,
At the
if
end
you're
of the
looking
day.
at business, then there's no emotions
No,
attached.
because if it's business, then I
Business
can
is
sue
business.
you for using something that I did. Where
Yeah.
where if it's emotional, then I can still be like, oh, fuck
In
you,
an
whatever.
ideal
Yeah.
world, Trevor Noah should be like, I stole the joke, I'm sorry, but it's business. He needs views to have his show.
But anyways, back to what
Chicken
you were
Mikey,
saying.
You have to take because we eating this off.
Back to what
Gotta play them.
back to what you were saying about the whole emotional thing. There's actually this thing I read. You have three brains in your head. Okay, I know that sounds weird, but just listen. You've got three brains. Your first is it's your brain stem, which is called your paleocortex, which is also known as your reptile brain. This deals with functions such as, can I eat it? Can I fuck it? Do I run from it? Do I fight it? That's your primal brain, is your reptilian brain. I like to call it the reptilian brain because I like that word.
Actually, it is actually called that. It's called the R brain. It's relevant in medicine. So,
But it's a paleocortex. That's what it's called. Then after that, you've got your limbic system. Your limbic system is where it's the outer or the second layer. What that deals with is emotions and all those type of things. And then the last layer is called the neocortex. The neo, which is new brain, that deals with your conscious mind and the things that you are aware of. And I feel these days, so many guys and people are trapped in the limbic system. Everything is emotional. Everything is emotional. Whereas if people would use their primal brains, their reptilian brains more, you'd get more done. For instance, this is a perfect example. I needed to ask someone for a bit of cash. And when I was thinking about it, I was using the limbic system the whole time. Limbic system, I'm not really sure. I was thinking, what if this person is having a bad day? What if they don't have the money at the moment? And I was like, what if I make them angry for asking? All these kinds of things. And then I thought, you know what? Why don't I just use my primal brain? What does my primal brain want? It wants to survive, so it needs the money. It needs to eat. So I went with that, and boom, I got the money without ever...
Is this person still alive?
Yeah, it's my dad, by the way. But just that there, the fact that I went more primal, I wanted something, I went and I got it. Without thinking about emotions. And that's the problem with guys today. Everything is emotional. Oh, she never called me. Oh, the deal didn't go right. Oh, I couldn't go out last night. You know, if people would just use their paleocortex more, and I mean that's what people were using back in the day, back in caveman times. There was no time to be emotional about things. You had to, it was fight or run away, procreate or eat, you know, and eat, I mean, you know.
Yeah.
There wasn't time to be emotional.
I guess the whole emotional vibe comes in a matter of your own securities, man. You'd rather come with 10,000 million, billion excuses just to be in a comfort vibe, you know? Like, in terms of, there was this, now I'm doing business with Somalians in that pop-up store. Now the matter of the thing is, they don't understand how to be successful, but they know all the excuses not to be successful. So in a matter of cases, they do have knowledge. They do have knowledge, right? They do have knowledge because if you had to choose between two books, right? Why don't they write a book on how many excuses you can come up with not to do the deed, you know? And at the end of the day, you know, when you die, they're gonna read a testimonial on you, and all these people is gonna be there. What is gonna be your testimonial? And it's not just about your testimonial. It's about what does the next generation do after you, you know? And like coming back, that there's only a few, like 1% or 5%, who have the guts, right? Not to think about themselves, to think about everything and put it into practice. You know, that's why today me and Mikey, we're going to chat about 2016 action plan. You know, because other than everything that we're talking about, in order for us to get to A, B, to C, to D, we have to have an action plan, and we are ready today. This month is in October. There's 3 more months, and then 2015 is done. Then we go into 2016, right? And 2016, right? Remember, right? Me and Mikey, like, are entrepreneurs, right? We have a thought, we have an idea, and we're pushing towards it. At the end of the day, we need a team, and that team, we need their faith, right? So we have a business plan, action plan for 2016. It really equips people with a faith. And how do you keep that faith? Is keep on getting results.
Yeah, and even little results, small things. That's why they say it's important to have little. It's important to have little goals as well, because when you say, for instance, this is a very weird example. Say if you maybe needed like a tooth removed or something, and it was just on your list of goals. Maybe it wasn't directly aligned with your bigger goal, but it's something you wanted to do. And maybe getting your license or something, whatever. And you have these things on your list, and now in one day you get 2 of them done. You get your license and you get your tooth removed. That will release some sort of chemical in the brain, and it will make you feel happy, and it will make you feel like you've accomplished something. opening up you to accomplish the other things that you want to accomplish. I mean, Rome wasn't built in one day. I'm putting script from old books here, old people. Anyways, man, all these people just walked into this place now. They came back from the color run, some beautiful girls.
And the thing is,
before we go on any further, so that's what this podcast is about. Just conversations of Cape Town, you know. This is the broadcast, and there'll be a lot of successful people coming through here. I'll be interviewing them as time goes on, and it's good for people, the listeners, people who are listening, to listen, and you know, you could actually pick up something that could inspire you or a way for you to press forward. You can't always surround yourself with those good people, but you can surround your mind with it. You know, plug in your earphones, listen to what some successful people have to say, people who want to be successful.
And you say all people could offer you something.
Exactly, all people, as Darren said, I don't know if you heard him, all walks of life, as Uriah just said, can offer you something, whether it's an old man doing landscaping. He could have a story, something in his story that has you inspired to continue.
Nobody should ever be disregarded, and nobody should ever be judged from an external point of view. Because once you get into the intricacies of anyone's life, you'll find out that there's a whole universe unto themselves. Why would anyone want to throw away a whole universe? You know what I'm saying? So.
And that's Yaseen over there. You probably recognized the voice from earlier. Cool guy. He'll probably be on the podcast a few more times. That's all about time we have for today, guys. It was good. It's beautiful. Cape Town today is so beautiful. I'm gonna go out and enjoy it now. Apparently we've got some white wine. No Poppy, I'm not trying to do what you do. No offense, look at Poppy. I'm sure you're a cool person.
He's hating on Poppy big time today.
I'm sure you're a cool person, but I mean, dude, you gotta do something different. You gotta read some books or something, because your awareness is very limited. And I mean, you're talking to kids about this shit, man. Think about it. Just think about it. Otherwise, I'm gonna take your job. And that was the whole point of this podcast, is that there's no limits on this. We're talking about everything and all things in life. Whereas on the radio, they can't talk about shit like that. You can't. You have to stay in parameters, like I said before, and it's a bunch of shit. So, that's me, Michael J. Pietersen, and I'm out. That was the broadcast. Uriah, Cloete, Darren, Paul, Yaseen. We out. Have a beautiful Saturday.
Who's got it, eh?